Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You try to push the lid of the coffin to get out, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from doing that. You just think you're going to die. But then you say, maybe if I bang on the lid, it'll unsettle the dirt, and maybe, just maybe, someone might notice and start digging their way down to help me. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think, today, you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose from abusing drugs and alcohol, and you're taking your life away that was preciously given to you by your Lord Jesus Christ? Not only do you take your life away by overdosing, but you take something precious away from your children, your grandchildren, your husband or your wife. You act in a selfish way by abusing drugs and alcohol and then possibly overdose. With this, let me leave one last thought with you. Don't be the person that I'm reading about in the coffin, alive, seeking for help when it's too late. Because once you're in that coffin, it's too late to seek for help. Instead, be the person that seeks for help now by calling me, 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I will help you take your life back before your life is gone. There are people like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, a good friend of mine, a life coach, an addiction recovery coach for over 30 years. You can reach him at 516-458-2741, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis will help you from your addiction to your recovery, from your depression to happier times, from low self-esteem to higher self-esteem. You can find him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis and I always tell people like you, it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter where you came from. What matters most is that you're here and you're seeking help. You're seeking help before it's too late. Yes, some people might say, well, I'm ashamed to ask for help. But you know what is shameful is when you don't ask Larry for help. Because you have a chance for change. Remember, before I became who I am in a sober life, and Larry became who he is in a sober life, we all had to ask for help. There is no shame in it. What is shameful is if you don't ask Larry for help. Call him at 516-458-2741. Larry Geis will help you go from your addiction to your recovery. Today, all you have to do is give him a call, 516-458-2741. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, www.odysseyconsultant.org. Folks, I want to just emphasize what I emphasize each and every show, and that is lead by example. If you're a parent, a legal guardian, or a grandparent, and you spend time with your children and your grandchildren, and you drink in front of them, smoke in front of you, use profanity, shame on you. Remember, what your children see you doing, they're going to think it's okay because you are their role model. You are their hero in their eyes. So if you have to drink, do it outside the house. If you have to smoke, the same applies. There is no reason to use profanity, but if you do use it, don't do it in front of the children or grandchildren. Let today be the first day of your new life. Let today be a day where you are setting your children's and grandchildren's path in the future better than yours. Your cursing and smoking and drinking is not an example that you want your children or grandchildren to see. Lead by example, be responsible, teach your children all about drugs and alcohol, how it is so lethally not good for you. Folks, lead by example. I challenge you to lead by example. Today's topic, 10 principles about life to look at each and every day. Hold on one second, let me turn this down. These are the 10 principles about life to look at every day. Number one is bad situations in life are only, and I repeat, only temporary. This is quote unquote by Winston Churchill. If you are going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. Life is messy. Bad things happen to good people. We all face hardships. But what makes us human is the ability to bounce back. We can become more resilient than we were ever before. Some things happen that we have no control over. You can find strength in situations that you never thought possible if you just keep moving forward. Winston Churchill said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Number two, be open and compassionate. A human being is a part of a whole called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts, his feelings, sometimes separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole nature in its beauty. That was written by Albert Einstein. Sometimes events happen in our life that cause us to close up. You assume every situation is going to happen the same way. If you are hurt once, you'll be hurt again. This is not true. It's better to forgive than to hold a grudge. I don't know why my music shut off. What is going on here, folks? Okay, well, maybe we lost internet. Number three, things aren't going to always work out the way you plan. This is by Shunryu Suzuki, quote unquote. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but the expert's mind are few. Don't approach life with expectations on how things should be or shouldn't be. So many conflicts in life happen because someone is attached to a plan on how things should or should not work. It's always good to have goals, aspirations, and dreams, but you don't have to be set in a particular outcome. Sometimes the worst tragedies in people's lives turn out for the best. Number four, people's opinions of you are not who you really are. This is quote unquote by Paulo Coelho. If someone isn't what others want them to be, the others become very angry. Everyone seems to have a clear idea of how people should lead their lives, but none of theirs are their own lives that they're preaching about. Some people might say terrible things about you or to you. Who cares? They might make a comment on your work or your blog post or the way you dress. There is no reason you need to internalize it. Some people aren't conscious of the things they say to people, so just be compassionate towards them. Number five, you're going to fail at things. We all do. This is a quote-unquote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we do fail. Fail, fail, and fail. Some more. Such is life. Find inspiration in children. How many times does a child fail before they get something right? Children are constantly trying new things and failing. Learn from them. Go out and try new things. No one has ever been good at something without failing first. Find a reason to laugh every single day. Quote unquote by Charlie Chaplin. A day without laughter is a day wasted. I think there is no greater mood lifter than to find a way to laugh each and every day. Find people every day to have a good laugh with. Number seven. Some days are good, some days are bad. This is a quote by Lao Tzu. Life is a series of natural, spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. They only create sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward and whatever they flow towards. I, one time, was on a line in the bank, and I heard something that changed my life. The clerk said to the customer, "How's business?" The customer responded, "Some days are good, some days are bad." Then the customer smiled. You're not your car. You're not your fear. You're not your feelings. Some days you will have good feelings. Some days you will have bad feelings. Number 8. Do what you love every day. Quote unquote by Rumi. Let yourself be drawn by the stronger pull of which you truly love. If you're a writer, do it every single day. If you're a musician, do it every day. If you're an actor, do it every day. If you're a bobsledder, do it every day. Whatever you like to do, just do it. But make sure you do it each and every day. Because if you do it every day, you'll become good at it and better at it. And when you're good at something, you can make a living of it. What do you need permission from? Your friends? Absolutely not. This is not their life. It is yours. Do what you love to do and do it each and every day. Number 9, find some time to do some meditation. Quote unquote by Gandhi. I have so much to accomplish today that I must meditate for 2 hours instead of 1. I don't care if you hate spirituality and you think meditation is only for the people who live on top of a mountain and eat plants. You might just feel better if you take some time throughout the day to close your eyes and check with your breathing. If you think meditation is weird, what's your opinion? It doesn't mean it's right. There's over 3,000 studies on the effects of meditation and over 2,500 years of Eastern philosophy behind it. I don't understand why everyone in the world doesn't at least try meditation. I think the world would be a better place. Last but not least, number 10, be a rebel with a cause. This is quote unquote by Albert Camus. I rebel, therefore I exist. Break the rules. Who cares? Don't get arrested for doing anything illegal, but it's all right to break the rules, little rules. Anyone who did anything worth doing was a troublemaker. Steve Jobs, troublemaker. Albert Einstein, troublemaker. Emily Earhart, troublemaker. It's all right to be a troublemaker and break free from the status quo. Perfect example would be Donald Trump right now. He's not part of the status quo, and you see how he's leading. These are the 10 principles about life to look at every day. The first one is bad situations in life are only temporary. All bad situations eventually get better. Number 2 was be open and compassionate. Sometimes events happen in your life to cause you to close up. Open your mind again, even if it happens, and be compassionate. Number 3 is things aren't always work out the way you wanted or planned it. Sometimes things work out differently, but ultimately you have to remember this, folks. God has a plan. God knows the outcome. You cannot change it. Number 4, people's opinions of you are not who you are. Some people might say terrible things to you, about you. Who cares? You are you, and that's what's important. Number 5 is you're going to fail at things. No matter how many times you try, sometimes you keep failing, but eventually you'll get it right. And each failure is a success towards success. Number 6, find a reason to laugh each and every day. Charlie Chaplin said it best. A day without laughter is a day wasted. I think there's no greater mood lifter than to find a way to laugh every day. Find people every day to have a good laugh with. Number 7, some days are good, some days are bad. This one person I heard one time said, business sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. I can't change it, so I make the best of it each and every day. Number 8, do what you love to do every day. If in my case, it's to spread the news about sobriety, recovery, life, and hope. I do it each and every day. Whatever you might like to do it each and every day. Number 9, find some time to do some meditation. You don't have to live on top of a mountain and eat plants. It is a healthy situation. It's gone back 2,500 years. Over 3,000 studies have proven that meditation is healthy for you. And number 10, be a rebel with a cause. Albert Camus said, I rebel, therefore I exist. I am not saying to break the rules, to get arrested, or to hurt people. I'm saying everything has rules. Sometimes you bend them to get somewhere. Again, don't commit a crime, don't lie to people, don't cheat people. Break a rule, that's an innocent thing to do, and you'll see the results. Folks, remember, teach your children to do the right thing. If you had issues, whether it's present or past, don't let your children pick up on those issues, because the chain will just add another link to keep family going like that. Let your children break the link in the chain of things that might have happened in your life and in your parents' life. I hope to God, no matter where you're watching me, folks, that you have a great day. I hope and I always pray that you have a sober rest of your life. And remember, be loved and love someone. Be happy and make someone else happy. Be hopeful and give hope. Be compassionate and accept compassion. And may God bless each and every one of you, each and every day.